Okay. We are back. All right, so I hope everyone can hear me much better this time. Last time, I don't know what was happening. Um, okay, so let's see where we are. Can everyone hear me? Can everyone see me? How's it going? All right, so tonight it's a little weird. Please let me know if you can hear me. Let me know in the chat if you can hear me. It's a little weird over here. Can you hear me? All right, let me tell you something. Technology will technology. Okay? And right now my headphones are doing their own thing. I'm hearing myself in my ears. I'm hearing myself everywhere. It feels so crazy. Nonetheless, it feels good. I'm happy that you all can hear me. Oh, and I'm back. Okay. So what I was saying when I started earlier was in last week's conversation, we talked about making space. And it was announced that I will be doing a TED Talk next month. And as I sat back and really have been basking in joy and glory for this incredible opportunity, I also did some reflection on how did I get here? And I was able to get here because of my ability to make space, right? Make space for more of what I want in my life, more of what I desire. And if you did not get to listen to that episode, I highly recommend you go back and listen to last week's conversation because I believe it will be very insightful for you as I gave a lot of tips around things that you can begin clearing out to make space for more of what you want in your life. Okay. So tonight, we are talking about 5 a.m.ers. And are 5 a.m.ers more productive? So what I want to know is, do you wake up at 5 a.m.? Right? What is your wake up time? I'm gonna take 1 minute and try to fix this mic. I'm back. I hope that my mic is fixed. And I hope that you can still hear me. So please let me know in the comments if you can hear me because the last time I was here, oh, the mic is back crazy again. I'm gonna go through this. I'm gonna get through this tonight. All right. So I would love to know what time do you wake up? Are you an early riser? Do you wake up at 5 AM? I am an early riser. And one of the reasons why I wanted to do this episode this evening is because I always get that question of, "Carmen, why do you wake up so early? How do you do that?" And I will say this, before I was an early riser, I had those same thoughts for people that wake up early. Like, who is waking up at 5 o'clock in the morning, right? But as I slowly progressed to waking up earlier, I began to see the benefits and the change in my life from waking up earlier. So I really just want to dive right in. I made some notes so that I can stay on topic, but really dive right into one, why do people wake up early? Well, I can speak for myself is one of the main reasons I wake up early is because I'm a mom. And when my son is up, he is taking. He is taking whatever he can get from me. So waking up early gives me an opportunity to pour into myself first thing in the morning, to give myself all of my first morning energy to really do all of the things that I enjoy to do, like reading, writing, meditating, exercising. I wanna be able to do all of those things before my son wakes up, because once my baby wakes up, it's all about him, right? And so that is one of my top reasons is for waking up. But also, another great reason why people wake up early is because they get a head start. Once the world wakes up, you know the world is loud. And the world is demanding your attention. The world is demanding our attention in ways that it never has before. With all of the apps, with all of um, all of the social media, the news, I mean, just everything is competing for our attention. And as soon as the world wakes up, they want you to know that they're up. And so if you take an opportunity to wake up before the world is up to pour into yourself, then you can feel more prepared for what the world is asking you for, right? For all the things that you're gonna pour into the world. If you have to be at work at a certain time, you know, if especially if you have children, feel more prepared, feeling full to be able to pour out is great for your mental health, your mental and spiritual well-being, right? It's really about filling your cup first, and that's really what we mean by s fill your cup first, taking that opportunity to pour into yourself before you pour out, because the more you pour into yourself, the more you have to pour out without emptying your cup. It's also it's quiet in the morning. You're not hearing all the cars on the road, you're not hearing the traffic, the people out, so you really can hear your thoughts, right? Hear yourself think, have those moments of self-reflection, reflecting on your goals, reflecting on your wins, just that real opportunity, especially because you've had a night of rest, right? And so now you're waking up in the morning, and now you're able to have even more clarity about where you are and where you wanna be before, again, everything starts competing for your attention. And it goes back to that level of clarity, being intentional about welcoming clarity, welcoming peace into your life before pouring or going out into the world can calm anxiety, it can calm depression, it can decrease all of these things because you woke up in the morning and you made sure that you were well first. And that is something that I'm very mindful about every single day. Before I even take a phone call, before I grab my phone, before I do anything, the first thing I do in the morning when I wake up, I read the Bible, I do my reflective writing, I do yoga or exercise or go for a walk, whatever, all of the things that just make me feel grounded, I do first thing in the morning because once you start pouring out, it really doesn't stop until you go to bed. Let's keep it real. Like, once you start checking social media, which, we can go down a rabbit hole there, but also once you get to work. Once you get to work and you start handling your daily tasks, you're just head in until you leave and come home, then you come home, you're trying to wind down, you gotta eat dinner. All of these things are happening throughout your day up until you're ready for bed. And so if you're more intentional about how you take care of yourself, first thing in the morning, again, you just feel more prepared for what is going to be thrown at you during the day. So we talked a lot about those benefits, but just even the enhanced personal development, personal improvement that can happen first thing in the morning before you have to talk to people, before you have to hear what's going on in other people's lives, is being able to sit and ask yourself, "What do I need? What do I need right now before anybody else asks me for something, asks me to help them, asks me to take care of them? What do I need right now to take care of myself?" And first thing in the morning, I believe, is the best time to do that. However, it doesn't necessarily mean that 5 a.m. is for you. And so when we're thinking about waking up at 5 a.m., there were a few questions you can ask yourself to determine whether or not you need to wake up at 5 a.m. if you're not already rising before the sun, right? So if you're not already waking up before the sun, I'm gonna give you a few questions to ask yourself to decide if this is something that you wanna do. So I wrote them down so I can stay on topic. So the first question I wanna encourage you to ask yourself is, what are my personal and professional goals, and how can waking up at 5 a.m. help me? So really look at your current routines. What is your current morning routine? And is that morning routine helping you achieve your goals? If it's a goal of losing weight, hello, hello. If you have a goal of losing weight, wanting to exercise more, if you have a goal of wanting to, have breakfast in the morning or move a little slower in the morning, if you have certain business goals that you want to achieve, can waking up earlier help you achieve those goals faster? That's a question only you can ask yourself. Ask yourself, how do you currently feel when you wake up? Do you feel when you wake up, do you feel like, "Okay, I feel ready and prepared," or are you just rolling out of the bed, getting ready and going to work? And how does that make you feel? What could you achieve if you decided to wake up earlier? And earlier doesn't necessarily have to be 5 a.m. It has to be a time that aligns with your lifestyle, right? And so think about that. That's the first question. The next question is, when do you feel most energized? Now, when I wake up in the morning, I am an energizer bunny. That's why I am a morning person. But I also know people who are not morning people. So drop in the chat. Let me know. Are you a morning person? Yes or no? Are you a morning person? So if you feel like I don't have the greatest amount of energy in the morning, but I want to wake up early, then what are the low energy tasks that you can accomplish or that you can tackle by waking up earlier in the morning that don't require you to have an extreme amount of mental energy? And then The tasks that require you to have more energy, when can you shift them in your day so that you can do those tasks at a time of day when you have the most energy? So like I said, my energy at 5 AM is through the roof. At 2 PM, I start to go down. So because I know that, I do the things that require me to be thinking, require me to be on, require me to be talking. I like my meetings to be first thing in the morning. I like planning to be first thing in the morning because that's when I'm excited. At 2 o'clock, I can do things like check email, I can do some writing, things that don't require a lot of my energy. So you have to have that level of self-awareness to know what is the best time for you to do certain tasks, no matter what time you wake up during the day. And that will help you to that will help you to gain better clarity on how you're using your time throughout the day and what adjustments you need to make in your morning routine. The next question is, how does your current morning routine align with your overall well-being and productivity? And will waking up at 5 AM enhance that? So it kinda goes back to what I just said, is what is your current morning routine looks like, and is that current morning routine conducive to the person that you're becoming? Are you getting up in the morning and the first thing you're doing is grabbing your phone and checking what's going on in the world, turning on the news, and asking yourself and here, no shade if that's your life, 'cause I used to be that person, but if you are getting up in the morning, checking social media, watching the news, talking on the phone, what I want you to ask yourself is, how do you feel after indulging in those activities first thing in the morning, and are they in alignment with your values and what you want for your life, and are they contributing to you achieving your goals, right? Yes or no, totally up to you, but if it's a no to any of those things, what can you do differently? So, this introspection is so important for behavior change. If you know that you have really big goals that you really wanna achieve, but your current habits and behaviors are really holding you back from achieving those goals, then now, now, now is a great opportunity to make those changes. And if one of those changes include waking up earlier in the morning to really begin to get a handle on your goals, then so be it. Again, it really depends on your life. I have a child, so waking up early just totally makes sense for me, waking up before he wakes up. So, what are the responsibilities in your life? What time do you go to work? Do you have to be to work at 9 or 10, or do you have to be to work earlier? You know, these are the things that will help you make that decision around what time should I actually be waking up. Set your intentions, right? Living with intent is really making plans with the your desired outcome in front of you. If you know, "This is what I want to achieve, this is what I need to do to achieve it." So even if you say, "You know what, right now, I don't wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning, but if I really wanna achieve this goal, then I should really consider readjusting my morning routine," right? And so, how does that sound to you? Yes, right? Morning person. Morning person. I say I got a lot of morning people, right? And so, what are the behavior changes you need to make? I'll give you a few tips for how to become a morning person. And I did a whole workshop on this, and I'll probably bring it back around. But one of the greatest contributors to you being able to wake up earlier in the morning is your bedtime routine. You have to have a healthy bedtime routine Because if you're not getting the right amount of hours of sleep at night, it's going to feel almost impossible to wake up early in the morning, and when you do, you won't feel well rested, you'll feel groggy, you'll feel upset. I know what it's like to wake up when I'm not ready to wake up. You wanna wake up feeling well rested and feeling ready to tackle your goals. So, I wanna hear from you who are in the chat right now. What time do you wake up? What time do you currently wake up? And then let me know, is your current morning routine in alignment with your desired outcomes? So what time do you currently wake up, and is your current morning routine in alignment with your desired outcome? Right. So feel free to just drop it in the chat. I would love to know just how your current morning routine is working for you. And again, just want to encourage you to consider, if it's not, what can you do differently? How soon do you want to achieve those goals? If you want to achieve those goals soon, then you'll start making those changes soon, right? Um, change a change in our outcomes will require a change in our behavior. And so I hope that this is helpful for you. Um, I'm a morning person. Even if I don't go to bed on time, my body just says, "You know that this is the time that we wake up." So the other thing to keep in mind is that any change is uncomfortable. Any change is uncomfortable. But if you are looking to shift your morning routine so that you can begin waking up a little earlier, it will take some time to get used to it. But the more you stick to it, your body will automatically align with that schedule. Your body will do whatever you tell it to. But when people tell me, "I can't do that, I can't wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning," of course you can. Of course you can. I get up at 7, deciding to work. Oh, see? Right. And so if you know that you need to sign in to work at that time in the morning, that leaves you very little time to take care of yourself before signing into work, right? So really thinking about, what time do I wanna wake up? And here's the thing, again, it doesn't have to be 5 AM, but what is it you want to accomplish? Do you wanna accomplish a 20-minute workout in the morning? Do you wanna accomplish a 30-minute workout? Do you wanna have time to have breakfast after your workout and a nice hot shower and then ease into, ask yourself, "What do I want to feel in the morning?" You know, you have to begin your thinking, begin your planning with the end in mind. What is it I want to accomplish? What do I wanna feel? And then plan backwards. So start with, what is it that you want? If you know, "Hey, I wanna get a workout in before I start work," then I should at least be giving myself an hour. If now, and that's if you work from home. If you have to travel and get on the road, then you might wanna give yourself 2 hours. And so these are all things to think about, and I know it's challenging. Trust me, I will never tell you that this is easy, but with consistency, it will just become your lifestyle. It will no longer be a, "Oh, I gotta do this." It will become your lifestyle with consistency. Yeah, right? Like, the body just is on autopilot. It doesn't matter what time, right. And sometimes that's aggravating because if I go to bed late, I'm like, "I wanna sleep in," and my body's like, "Well, we don't do that." My body's like, "We don't sleep in." So, you can train your body to do whatever you want it to do. So I just want you to keep that in mind. But the other thing I really want you to know is that change starts here first. And so that change can only really happen based on the messages that you're telling yourself. If you're telling yourself, "I can't do this. I'm not a morning person. I'm too tired." If you those are exactly the feelings you're gonna have, and your body is not gonna respond in the way that you want it to respond. So you have to change the messaging. I can wake up early. Waking up early is going to make me achieve my goals. It's gonna make me a better person. It's gonna get me closer to the person I desire to be. It's gonna get me closer to my desired outcomes. When you talk to yourself with those affirming words about your decision, you will definitely be able to accomplish that goal of waking up earlier. But again, it also starts with your bedtime routines, getting to bed at a reasonable time, planning to get at least 7 to 8 hours of sleep so that when you wake up in the morning, even though when we wake up, of course, sometimes you're like, "Ugh," but your body has had rest. So because you know that you have given your body an adequate amount of rest, you can then shift your mind and push yourself into position. Push yourself to that workout. Push yourself to whatever it is that you wanna do first thing in the morning. You have to shift your mind to make it happen, okay? So, I hope this was helpful for you. I really enjoyed our time together this evening despite all of the hiccups with technology. Such is life because it won't stop me. But thank you all for tuning in. Please feel free to chime in later, leave comments, let me know if there are other things that you wanna talk about. I look forward to all the women that I have lined up to invite and join in these conversations that I've been having weekly. And I just thank you all for your support. So, until next time, peace, y'all.